Welcome to my channel. Please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel.
Do not have to meet anybody. They just simply must go online and do whatever they have to do online. We have reduced to a very significant level person-to-person contacts in the administration of business permits and expatriate quota allocation. That considerably must have affected ease of doing business. Visa administration too has been very well improved upon. We launched the new visa policy 2020. In 2020, what that simply means is eliminating the confusion in visa processing. We increased the categories of visas available to Nigerians from 6, I want to assume, to about 79. And what does that mean? It means that we categorize all professions, all engagements, all interests, such that if you want to come to Nigeria, we know who you are, what you want to do, and where you are likely to be. Again, it's digitized. You don't need to know anybody for visa application. Go online, apply for visa, and get it. We have removed paperwork. It's now fully electronic. We have in all our borders what we call MIDAS. MIDAS is an electronic-based system that helps in administering visa processing on entry to Nigeria. These two must have aided ease of doing business. There is visa on arrival. You don't need to go to an embassy. If you want to visit Nigeria, you go online, process your visa, and get to the airport. So process the visa, and you get visa on arrival. That again supports ease of doing business. The most valuable of all we have done that could aid ease of doing business is what we call advanced passenger information system. Now, anybody coming to Nigeria is known to us well in advance. As you are purchasing your ticket anywhere in the world to come to Nigeria, you are already registered on our portals and are eliminated from ease of doing business. Because if Nigerians must meet their business partners overseas, they need an authentic travel document. So all of these, I believe, must have supported ease of doing business. So we are working in concert with other agencies to make business comfortable, easy, and enjoyable in Nigeria.
Okay, let's go.
Let's say it. It's unfortunate that there were those attacks. No administration will be happy to experience such a violation of such a sacred facility or institution. Is quite disturbing and depressing. But if you situate it in the context of our general experience as a nation, one will understand how and why it should happen. Regrettable, but we must admit that there are challenges. In any way, as to what we are doing, many things. We are redesigning the entire custodial system to make it humane and restorative. Restorative in the sense that we don't believe the world, not even the world is moving away from a penitentiary, a punitive facility where offenders are subjected to some harsh treatment and not given all their rights, besides the fact that their liberty to freedom and self-control are restricted. So it's no longer a restrictive institution, it's now a restorative institution. That is one. Two, we have declared our facilities, our cultural facilities now, national assets. So in addition to the conventional armed guards of the correctional service, we now have the civil defense joining them. We have the armed squad of the immigration joining them. And we have the military with them, with the police of all shades, the mobile, the anti-terrorism squad, and several others. So we have generally increased the protection of most of our facilities with some difficult inmates. So one cannot be too sure, but we have upgraded the security of the facilities that could be targets of attack.
Okay, let's look at what. Of course, in America, we have such situations.
I don't mean country. Where do you want CCTV deployed? And there's CCTV here. You have CCTV here. We have CCTV. We tend to glamorize things that we know little about. Security. Excuse me, please. Security is not a thing you shout. If I deploy CCTV, I won't tell you I deploy CCTV because it's meant to do a covert work. It's not meant to be an overt thing. It's a covert system, so that when you are where the CCTV is deployed, you are so relaxed that you don't even know something is watching you. So that I have such a surveillance thing, surveillance material. So anyway, what I would tell Nigerians, and I'm happy to have this opportunity to talk to Nigerians, is that we're hoping again. And it's quite apparent now in the way we are managing the security situation in Nigeria. I mean, I want to believe in the last 1 month or thereabouts, there has been improvement in the control and management of the dastardly effect of the bandits, the insurgents, and other criminals that want to make life difficult for our people. We are upping the game, and we are very confident that we will meet the deadline given by the president.
Just last week, the president granted approval for about 286 foreigners, the status of Nigerian national. Could you educate Nigerians on the criteria for that approval? Because we felt the pulse of some Nigerians as regard that issue, and they said, some of them said there's the tendency, some of them may abuse that privilege.
Well, what I will say is this: over 1,000 people applied.
Okay.
Over 1,000 people applied for Nigerian citizenship. So, and it took not less than 3 years to process those applications. And for 286 to scale through it, then Nigerians must know that they must have satisfied all the rules, all the regulations, all the requirements. But it's quite tough. Nigerian citizenship is about the most difficult and complex in the world. So I'm not saying, I mean, human beings will always be human beings, but for all I know, none of them have stayed for less than 15 years.
Okay, that is one of the requirements.
Continuously, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
I haven't told you what the requirements are. I mean, those who want to acquire citizenship should go to our portals. They will see there. I'm just, none of them are still less than 15 years. Continuously in Nigeria. Virtually all of them are are related to an indigenous community in Nigeria, to the extent that hardly could anyone or not be able to speak a dialect, or a native dialect in Nigeria, and they must, without a community supporting their application, it's almost impossible for them to get the citizenship of Nigeria. And besides the community, a state government must equally recommend and sponsor their citizenship application. It must go through security screening, not only of our own security agencies, of the highest security agency in Nigeria. So it's quite a cumbersome, rigorous, and complex process to get Nigerian citizenship. And by the way, the organ that ultimately supports the president to grant that citizenship is the Federal Executive Council. So when you look at the process and the organ that finally supports the presidential approval, you will know that it's not an easy order to cross to get Nigerian citizenship. So I can vouch, because of what I've said, for the integrity of the process and those who are qualified for the citizenship.
Okay, we're barely 7 months away from the general elections. What do you have to tell Nigerians about the security plans being put in place towards that big event? The President of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, has given us a machine order that by December we must put insecurity behind us. And he told Nigerians that he will leave a safe and secure nation, as he says it, and I believe that must happen. The Nigerian Immigration Service have had challenges of delivering passports to its customers. What are the challenges, and how are you mitigating them? I
don't see any. For if Nigerians themselves support our process, there will not be any problem at all in passport issuance. One, in the first instance, plan your passport, either the issue, renewal, or fresh application. Plan it on time and with time. What am I saying? If you don't wait till when your passport is expiring before you start processing. Once you leave anxiety out of your request for a passport, either as a renewal or a reissue or a fresh one, you will not have difficulty. That is crisis only when you wait till when you want to travel, and you have barely 2 weeks or even few days, and you begin the process, that you have problem. At that time, your anxiety will lead you to patronizing touts and scammers or racketeers. So when you lend yourself to such an ignominious process, of course you pay the price for it. You face the consequence. If you start early, your processing of passport application, you will just do it seamlessly. What we have done is this, and we'll be improving. I'm not saying we have totally eliminated all the challenges, no. And I promise Nigeria that by December, there will be no man-to-man contact. The less man-to-man or human-to-human contact in any of these processes, either on passport, visa, expatriate quota, business permits, the more of human-to-human contact you have, the higher the chance of you running into scammers and people want to abuse the process and extort you. So on passport specifically, by December, God willing, we will have automated the process so that there will be no man-to-man contact. And with that, I want to promise Nigerians that the few challenges that are still there will be over. We are going to open several processing centers nationwide too. That will ease the pressure on some of our highly patronized centers such as Ikoyi, Alausa, and Festa.
Okay, we have a caller on the line. Hello. Good morning. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you very much. We will have to stop there. Let's move quickly to you, Minister. Let's talk about the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, whose mandate is the protection of lives and property nationwide. You recently inaugurated some gun boots for further to equip them. What other areas has your own ministry intervened?
Well, let me answer you. I will have challenged your question, but it's not necessary. We work with NSCBC. We are not intervening. NSCBC is almost autonomous, but it's under the supervision of the ministry. It's not as if the ministry is controlling and directing NSCBC. I want to make that clarification.
Okay.
When you are asking questions, don't ask as if we are teleguiding them. In any way, the civil defense is a security outfit that complements the police. That you must get very, very clear. However, is the lead security agency in the security of critical national assets. It's equally the lead agency in registration of private guards. Okay, it has developed capacity for security of agro businesses. So there is what we call agro rangers, which is a unit or a core of the core of the Civil Defense Corps for the protection of investment in agri business nationwide. It has a female squad that is dedicated to protection of schools. In addition to its critical mandate area like protection of assets, critical national assets such as oil pipeline, telecommunication masts and installations, and now supporting this. I think they are doing very well. They equally give security support to the fire service and all the other state fire services whenever they have to go on fire emergencies. So those are the things that the Civil Defense Corps does for Nigerians and in the interest of maintenance of law and order and provision of security.
Okay, the Federal Fire Service has had enough support under this administration. Can you expatiate on this?
Well, what is most important is to say that before 2015, that agency began in Lagos in 1901. From 1901 to 2015, total investment, capital and recurrent, to the Federal Fire Service will be about 50% of what had been spent between 2015 and 2022 by the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. That first of all tells you how seriously our administration has taken the Federal Fire Service. It has been transformed from just a department of government that is simply there for convenience to an active and effective organ of government guaranteeing safety, and protecting lives and property. In monetary term, besides the very many lives that that agency has saved, the worth of property the agency has saved between 2021 alone. I want to give you an accurate figure because I know this will be of interest to Nigerians. In 2021 alone, the Federal Fire Service responded to 2,845 emergency calls, saved 507 lives, rescued 260 persons, and saved property worth 18.9 trillion naira. So I don't need to say more than that. I mean, that is to tell you how versatile, how useful, how effective Federal Fire Service is. In their response time, in their effectiveness on the scene, the agency has been wonderful.
Okay, thank you so very much, sir. But just in just a minute, your ministry has been doing a lot to secure the country. What can Nigerians do to support you to do more?
Well, since I'm talking about the Federal Fire Service, I want to use the opportunity to appeal to Nigerians to prevent hoodlums from disturbing the Federal Fire Service people at emergency scene. Because our greatest challenge today is that hoodlums do not allow our people to work at fire emergencies, at the scene of fire emergencies. So we want the cooperation of Nigerians at such locations to prevent the disturbance, attack, and destruction of our equipment and assault on our personnel. That is that. In any way, Nigerians should know that we are committed to protecting them. We are committed to securing their lives. We are committed to ensuring that we have a happy and prosperous nation.
All right, that's it on today's edition of Politics Nationwide. Many thanks again to our guest in the studio, the Honorable Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Aregbesola. Thank you so very much for honoring our invitation, sir.
It's mine.
And to the team of producers comprising Husseina, Akila, Nsushi Maki, and Henrietta Ibrahim. Well, the